And when it starts to go gangbusters and everybody's going to be trying to get into it, you know what people are going to do? And this leads us right into our Out There segment today. People are going to jump on eBay and start buying gold coins from some seller on eBay because they think they're getting a deal on it.
Don't do that, people.
Yeah.
Please don't do that.
Yeah, because you know what we want to tell you about in our Out There segment today, and you wouldn't think this would even be possible. You wouldn't necessarily think that it would be profitable, but when you think about the fact that an ounce of gold runs, it's about, what, $1,350 right now, round numbers, thereabouts, $1,300. That's an ounce of gold. Maybe it's been as high as about $1,850, $1,900 back in 2011. But, a single gold coin, that's what you pay for it. And you'd think, who has the time and energy to counterfeit a single gold coin? Well, somebody out there does. And they're not just counterfeiting the coins, but they're also counterfeiting the 1-ounce bars. And they're counterfeiting up the line, too. They're counterfeiting the 10-ounce bars. But your basic retail purchaser is going to be buying the 1-ounce bars because that's what people can generally afford. And just so you get some idea of what we're talking about, these are like the credit card-sized little plastic packages that you can buy that have the 1-ounce bar in them. We're not talking about those bars that you see the picture of Vladimir Putin holding up on TV. Those are about
400 ounce.
400 ounces.
Yeah.
And so those would run you about $750,000 to buy one of those. So almost nobody has those at their house.
Yeah.
If you got gold at your house, you probably got the little 1-ouncers. Well, here's the thing. A lot of those, apparently, I say a lot, we don't know exactly how many, but a fair number are faked. They're counterfeit.
I've seen these personally and spent a lot of time working on this. I mean, you see it a lot in the 10-ounce as well because the 10-ounce is big enough where you can put tungsten in the middle. Okay?
Yeah.
It's a similar weight and similar kind of density, and so you can put tungsten in the middle, and then it's covered in gold. Essentially, you bought a tungsten bar that's gold-plated.
Yeah.
So that's a big problem because tungsten is a lot cheaper than gold per ounce. So how do you avoid this? Well, I like the 1-ounce government-minted gold coins. I mean, you can look at the U.S. Eagle. That's a nice coin. It's not common for someone to fake that coin if it weighs a proper ounce. You can have it tested, scratch tested if you want. But typically, you're not going to see counterfeiting in that. What you're going to see is counterfeiting in something that has a little more size to it. And if it's selling at a discount. If the bar should cost $10,000 and a nice guy on eBay is willing to sell it to you for $6,400, probably there's something wrong with it. So you use your wits there. But one thing people could consider is if you buy these U.S. Eagle, Canadian Maple Leaf, Austria makes a nice Philharmonic coin, and a Krugerrand, South African Krugerrand is a nice coin, which is actually an alloy, so it's got some copper and other things mixed in, so it's more durable. If you stick with these common coins, you're going to avoid a lot of problems, and you want to make sure you're buying things that you can feel comfortable with.
Well, and so if you are going to buy physical, you got to go to a reputable dealer. You can't do that kind of transaction on eBay, which, like you say, is where a lot of people try to save a couple of bucks here and there.
Yeah, you don't want to save money in life on things like your dentist or your heart surgeon or your gold dealer. Okay, so these are the things that you want to pay full ticket on this stuff.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. So if somebody was out there wanting to buy, I mean, they make these systems that could actually test the metal. I mean, because I've even heard some inklings, and I've seen some reports. Now, this is going back a few years when the gold price was higher, which, like we said, I think encourages counterfeiters to get involved in a market. But I had even seen that there was apparently somebody faking some of those Krugerrands pretty convincingly, apparently.
It's possible.
Yeah.
You can definitely do it. I think the incentive is not there to the same degree with the Krugerrand because you have to then press the coin and do all these things. So the incentive is there with certain products over others. It's a stronger incentive. So you want to just go with something that has a low probability. It potentially could be fake, but it's a low probability of being fake. Yeah.
Well, it's probably a state actor doing the faking. I mean, that's the level of sophistication you would need.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense.
What's like China or a North Korea.
Yeah, what's the best way to raise a couple $1 million? I mean, you got plenty of labor, no cost in that.
Right. And the way the gold moves from place to place, I mean, they kind of account for it in bulk sometimes.
What's interesting about gold, from a molecular perspective, you can melt the stuff down, stretch it into the size of a human hair, wrap it around the world, pull it back together in a ball, and you don't lose one molecule. So it's really fascinating.
It never tarnishes. Is it
Never.
the only noble metal that
bottom
never...
of the ocean, Spanish shipwrecks,
Right.
400 years ago.
Still
Pull
shining.
it up, there it is. It doesn't erode. You know, if you put an iron pipe down there, there's barely anything left. With gold, it's all there.
You know, you talked about how much gold has been mined, and we're coming here to the end of the show. How many tons did you say had been mined? 1.7?
Oh, no, there's something on the order of 130,000 above ground in the world. I mean,
Okay.
It's like an Olympic swimming pool full.
An
It's not that
Olympic
much.
swimming pool. Right, that's what I wanted you to do. Give us a word picture. An Olympic swimming pool, you fill that up with gold, and that's all the gold that's ever
That's it.
been mined in the history of the world?
That's it.
Wow.
Because all of it still, unless it was in a shipwreck or something happened, you know, it's all here.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Well, folks, go out there and check out Metalla, MTAFF. Check it out on the web. Very exciting things happening. Folks, wanted to thank our guests here, E.B. Tucker and Brett Heath, for joining us. This has been the Morgan Streetman Show, and that's the way I see it. Thank you for listening to the Morgan Streetman Show. We hope you enjoyed what you heard, and if you did, please click like and subscribe to help us out. And remember that we recommend that you exercise your brain at least once a week.